at Mountain Time with your host, Laura Topper. The Cosmic Prayers, live from the UK. And now, here she is, Laura Topper.
Hello, hi, welcome to the Cosmic Prayer. You are on New Thought Media Network, and this week I have a very exciting guest joining me here, Reverend Rodney Gittens from the One Love CSL Center in New York. Hello, Rodney. Hi.
Hey, greetings. Blessings,
Hi,
everyone.
welcome,
Laura.
welcome,
So good to see
welcome
you.
to the Cosmic.
I feel
So
like I'm
good
in
to
the
see
UK.
you. You are. You're everywhere.
That's right. Awesome.
I'm so excited for you to be here for the next 30 minutes, inspiring people that are watching this or that will watch this in the future on a New Thought Media Network, because I love the work that you're doing. I've been following you for a while, and I know that you send out these incredible messages every day to inspire people as a daily message, reading from a book. I still don't know what that book is that you read from every day, but prayer, how has prayer inspired you for your life as a minister?
Well, it's a great question. I'd like to say that, of course, prayer has been in my life long before I was a minister, long before I knew what prayer was, or what prayer is, or what it can be. And so I found that, well, maybe I can work my way back, but as a minister, it's crucial because it's a part of my ministry. It's a part of as a religious science practitioner, and we are trained to in prayer. You know, that's what we do first and foremost.
Yes.
Is to pray about people, to pray knowing the very truth about who each one is. And so we don't just pray for them or for that situation, but we call it spiritual mind treatment, is a form of affirmative prayer. And once I learned that and kind of honed that skill, especially as a minister, but always a practitioner, and practicing prayer. I just want to put it's that simple. That's what a practitioner is. You practice talking about the truth, about everyone's role in the true nature of who they are, and so
I love that what you've just said. Sorry to interrupt. I love that what you said. Practice talking about the truth. Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And what I realize and recognize more so now than ever is how important it is to focus on our words, and even more importantly than that, on our thoughts. Because, the thoughts are going to lead to the words, is what's going to lead to our actions. And just because we don't necessarily use formal prayer, it's like meditation. We don't have to do any kind of formal meditation to meditate. We don't have to do formal prayer. It means some cultures or religions get on their knees, some, get prostrate before their, perception of God. Some people just whirl around like the whirling dervishes, and they get their connection in that way. And prayer happens in so many different ways. However, prayer can happen while you're walking down the street, while you're, minding your own business. Or, it's like meditation can be like that. Prayer can be like that. And so I find it's important more so than ever to be mindful of my thinking, whatever thoughts are coming in, which is not always the same as thinking. Okay. Thoughts coming in doesn't necessarily mean thinking, however, the thoughts that I entertain for a while and kind of regenerate and let it flow, and that can turn into what we might call prayer, because that whatever we focus on, we begin to energize, and what we energize, starts to become part of our reality. It's part of the creative process, and that is involved in prayer. So, having a little bit more of that awareness in prayer, it doesn't matter what religion, prayer is prayer. When you're seeking to make that connection with the all-powerful presence that can do something about it, that to me is be mindful of what I'm thinking, even though, and you may have heard this, that the universe doesn't understand jokes. You know, the universe hears what's going on, and I say, hey, is that what you want? Hey, I'll make it happen.
There's a bit of a connection thing there. Can you repeat the last part, Reverend Rodney?
Oh,
the universe
doesn't understand jokes.
Yeah.
You know, so if somebody's joking, like, hey, gee, yeah, I hope you fall off that ladder and break your leg. I'm just joking. You know, it's like, you know, the universe is taking that seriously, like every word. You know, like, how do we know the universe is going to like, oh, you're just joking? You know, the energy and the powers that be are waiting for their command, like the genie in a bottle. You know, you get 3 wishes, you know, and whatever comes out of your mouth, well, you said, that's what you said. You know, and I think that a lot of times we don't pay attention to not only what we're saying, but to what we're thinking, or to the thoughts that we're harboring in our mind that we may not even be aware of, you know, that are just kind of hiding there. So again, prayer as a minister, I use it, you know, it's a tool, you know, I use it in helping people to rediscover their truth or discover it, depending on, you know, where they're at in life. Some people don't know the truth of who they are, and it's our job to unite them or reunite them with their true nature, their true selves, you know, as well as for myself, because sometimes, you know, when we're playing around in the world, sometimes it's easy to get distracted, you know, while we're going about doing our business, and we need to always have a tool to make sure that we are on our foundation. Yeah.
It's so true, isn't it? I mean, even more importantly, because if we can't show up and be that truth for ourselves, then it's very difficult to show up for others, isn't it? And that level of self-care, whether we're, you know, a practitioner, or as you are, a minister, or even somebody that isn't in that capacity, it's what I'm believing more and more is when we learn how to care for ourselves through our spiritual practice, then we can give from that overflow for others. And I see that something's just come up here which you'll explain in a minute. It's so important, isn't it, for practitioners and ministers, because we're givers and we want to make sure that everyone else is okay and, you know, and doing well, and we matter in all of this, don't we, personally?
Yeah. Well, that's why I am such a big fan of our affirmative prayer, 5-step. Well, some people use 7 steps, some people use 3 steps, but it's affirmative prayer. And I know every religion pretty much always starts off with the recognition stage, recognizing that there is that power, that presence, that being that is the all powerful. And this is where we believe the prayer is coming from, you know, our connection with the divine. And the second step is the unification. Like, hey, I know I am one with this power, or else why else would I be trying to make a connection? You know. And so we are bringing ourselves to the full realization and full recognition of how some people say, whose I am. You know, yes, I am one with the I am. Yeah, one with the one. You know, and when we do that, we're automatically, and the more practice, as you mentioned, the more we practice that connection, then the easier it is for us to see that about each and every other one. A friend of mine, Reverend Martin, says there is no other. You know, so each and every one of us.
Yes.
There are all there is. Yeah.
All there is one. That's right.
Yeah.
So personally, Reverend Rodney, personally, how would you like to share? I'm really interested here on how prayer has, or just demonstrations that have happened for you through prayer that you maybe in your mind, you would have thought this actually, maybe it won't happen. Maybe there was doubt there, and yet there's been a demonstration.
Well,
you know, because when there is doubt, that it does stop, doesn't it? It stops the flow of the prayer actually working effectively.
Well, prayer is happening all the time. It's our job to have a conscious awareness, and okay, let me purposefully use my prayer, use my words, use that specified moment for the connection. And it's funny because I've been trying to single a moment out. Uh, I would say 2 days ago, I drank something that turned out to be old. I didn't realize had been opened, and it smelled okay, and I drank it, and I drank some, and instantly I felt like, oh my God, I heard the words, oh my
Yeah.
God, I need to
You
get rid
shouldn't
of
have
this.
drunk that.
And so, as we do in our spiritual mind treatment, all of a sudden I had a reason for this prayer. And I had, okay, what is the result that I'm looking for? And so I went right into prayer. I'm like, okay, Mother, Father, God, infinite divine spirit. And I know that spirit is with me now. In fact, it is me. It's in me. It's living as me, through me. And in this form, I am realizing that I need to take care of this body. And this body needs to know what to do. It knows how to do it, and is already working on eliminating anything that is not necessary to its survival. As a matter of fact, anything that is making me uncomfortable right now must be removed. And instantly took a little longer than I had planned. However, I don't get to determine, God's time. How things work in so-called time. There's a process. And so in this process of prayer, I was able, I did I did the realization of realizing that the truth is my body, the cells know what to do and how to do it, and how to cleanse the body from this thing I ingested. And in less than 24 hours, it had run its course. I mean, it was physical, it was sweats, it was dizziness, it was all that.
Really?
However, it was part of the process. And so because I know that, I was able to not just write it out, but I was able to go through it and still get things done. I didn't succumb to the feeling, with a false belief that it has control over me. And so, um, and there are two other parts of the prayer. You have I recognize, unify with the power, realize the truth, and then I give thanks. You have to give thanks in advance before it even shows up, and even knowing that it's already being worked on, and then just let it go. Just know that it's already working, and so that's what I did. However, there's a really quick story. I was driving limo some years ago. I think I was in practitioner studies, and I was really in a rush to go pick up a passenger. And I was going to get gas, and I slammed my finger in the door as I was closing the door. I thought, oh my God, that's weird. I mean, my finger was caught in the door, couldn't pull it out. I had to open the door to get my finger out. And I had heard a story years ago about Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, had slammed his finger in the door, and went immediately into prayer, and like, okay, there's not going to be any problem. My finger's going to be fine, or whatever the prayer was at the time. And I was really in a rush. I didn't have time. Here I am, a new studying in practitioner class, and I thought, I don't have time for this. Okay, God, I don't have time for any blood. I don't have time for any swelling. Make it right. God, I got to get gas and go on my way. Thank you, God. Amen. And throughout the day, it was throbbing a little bit, but it never bled. It never swelled up. I was like, hey, this thing really works.
And that was a shortened version of a prayer. Just, it's the feeling,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's getting into the feeling and believing it.
And no matter how long or how short the prayer, the thing that matters is your level of belief, the level of faith, the level of trust in. And I don't, we don't say to God, like God is up somewhere there, out there, wherever. And, looking at the list, I think I'll answer that prayer now. It's it's like we're praying from the presence of the divine within, of knowing that the Creator made us, made me out of itself. And so that part of my awareness of the Creator in me, this is where I am speaking my word from into
Yes.
reality.
Yes.
And so I think I love the name of the show, Cosmic Prayer, because as I mentioned, prayer could be any word that we speak at any time. It depends on the frequency and the vibration of how we're using that word and how often we use it. And then the universe begins to act on it. I guess that's what you want. Oh, you put some fertilizer on it. Okay, let's make it happen.
Grow it.
Right? So cosmic
Yeah.
prayer is that. And I have an acronym for cosmic prayer. If you could roll
You've
that.
got it up here, haven't you? Here we go.
Yes.
Please read it out, Reverend Rodney.
So here's cosmic. Complete, omnipresent, spirit, metaphysical, intelligent consciousness. And so we know, yes, life, God, whole, perfect, and complete, omnipresent, God is everywhere. And then there is spirit. That's what we can call God, or the activity of God in, through, and as each and every one is spirit. Metaphysical, beyond the physical. Let's not get confused.
Yeah.
We're more than our body. Okay. And there's a metaphysical intelligence. And that is what is in our consciousness. So to me, that's cosmic, not to be confused with just, ground level awareness.
Yes.
So to me, we're operating on that higher cosmic level. And prayer, practice, recognizing, knowing, seeing within, recognizing, and then actualizing. We're seeing it even with our physical eyes, how we get to experience reality. So that's our prayer. What are you praying for? What are you praying about? Experience of reality.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In a powerful way, and that's our practice. Every moment is an opportunity to practice how we choose to experience reality. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much. I want to copy and paste that and keep that and put it in the keep that for me, actually, and to share it out with everybody here, because I think that's really great, the way that you've broken down those two words and the meanings of those words. For me, what it means is that it's unlimited,
Mm-hmm.
that our prayer has unlimited potential. We may not be able to realize that unlimitedness of it in our humanness, and yet in the mind of God there is this unlimited potential that is always here. And our prayer, our belief in our word, and what we're seeding in to the heart and the creative law is always answered. It's to the degree that we see that personally and allow that to manifest in our own lives. That's why I called it cosmic prayer, because I just wanted to have this feeling of expansion and knowing that we're not always the ones in control, are we? We're not ever the ones in control.
Yeah. We may not even be able to control what comes in, but once it gets there, we have control.
We can control of
we
that
can certainly
bit.
control what comes out.
Yeah, that's very true. So how many times a day do you pray?
Well,
do you have a set formula?
I start my day with conscious awareness prayer. I remember, I had 12-step experience, and my day was, take my will in my life, guide me in my recovery, show me how to live. I mean, that was like basic, because I know I needed some guidance, going through life without knowing that there is a great power that knows before I even show up, that the thoughts before I even speak them, that there is a power and a presence, call it God or whatever you want to choose to call it, that knows way more than I do. So, let me wake up as soon as I wake up, and let me just pray for guidance in all that I think, say, and do. And then as I go throughout the day, I mean, I do the parking prayer. We call it what? Parking 101. As soon as you get a little taste of how to use your prayer, it's like I pray for, personally, I pray for the closest parking space safe, and anywhere I go in the world. And people who know me know that that's true. People would say, "Hey, Rodney, I'm going to Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan. Where should I go park?" I mean, just drive. Don't take the train. Drive. I'll tell you where to park. I'll reserve a spot for you.
Love it.
Yeah,
It does work though, doesn't it? It does work.
Yeah. Again, the closest best spot. But throughout the day, it's like sometimes there's no. I don't need to pray constantly, even though in the Christian Bible it does mention that we should pray unceasingly, and to me that means always have the conscious awareness of oneness, of whatever it is, of safety, of peace, harmony, of joy, of love, and that's a constant prayer. That's a constant prayer of livingness, and to me that's let your life be a living prayer,
Yes.
of about
Yes.
love, peace.
Reverend Sharon Stroud was on last week, and she said this such a similar thing. But we know it's true. It's a prayer praying through us, and that it is, we are living through the prayer, and the prayer is living through us. There's no separation of it. And when we're in that place, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yet there are times when that isn't so. We come off track.
Well, I say this: let every word spoken be a prayer to and through as your life. Let every word be a prayer, not a pray, not P-R-E-Y, P-R-A-Y, because pray with an E means that we're using our thoughts in ways that are destructive to us. They're eating us alive. When we're praying, our thoughts are preying on us. So we want to pray with an A, and let that be. So we be mindful in our words, because every word spoken is a prayer unto our lives. So let's be mindful of the words that we are speaking for ourselves and about other people at any time and every time.
Yes, I love prayer. I love spiritual mind treatment. I pray every morning and every evening, and then anything in between. And I really love it because recently we've moved recently, and we live opposite the sea, opposite on the beach, and I go there every morning and sit and pray in nature. And being so close to nature, it's so beautiful to actually do spiritual mind treatment in nature and just feel that connection in a really bold way. I love that.
I mean, I think, I want to ask you, do you need a special invitation to pray?
No.
Or does something special have to happen for you to want to pray?
No, I like to have a routine of knowing that I'm praying every morning and I'm praying in the evening before I go to sleep. I like to start my day like that and complete my day like that. And that's a routine I've had for many years. And then during the day, no, I don't need an invitation. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. And if I feel like I want to stop for even for 30 seconds and do a very quick, speedy prayer, I'll do it. I just go with the feeling of the day. I don't feel I need to be invited. And yet, saying that, I think life is always inviting me to pray, because it's always giving me the situations or experiences where I could look and say, okay, there's somebody there sitting on the floor on the street that has less than I have. Or there's a mother feeling stressed out with a child down the road there and screaming, so there's or there's me feeling, oh, I wish I would like to have this or that right now in my life, and it isn't here right now, or some more harmony with certain people. So I think there's always an invitation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One other thing I'd like to mention about the frequency and the vibrancy of prayer.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I heard a saying that singing is like praying twice over.
Oh, really? Okay.
And when you think about it, it's like, think of the energy we put behind singing, and the
Yeah.
words are coming out, and so, you know, again, it's just kind of like a reminder. I remember when I first got into this teaching, there was a lot of songs I used to hear on the radio or dance to that I had to stop, because wait a minute, what am I singing? Do I really want to
Yeah.
sing bad luck, or do I want to sing, oh, I lost this or this? I said, wait a minute, you know, could that really be impacting my life in a way that I don't really want, that I don't really desire? And so a lot changes when we start to focus on words and thoughts and words that we use as prayer. Like, if every word, every thought, I want to also mention this, that imagine people who do not have the power of speech. They don't get to use words.
Yes, I've often thought that.
How do they
And they're
pray?
still manifesting and materializing their own lives.
Right. So
Yeah,
they're using their thoughts.
that's right. And intention.
And so that's a power that many of us take for granted or don't even realize. And so if you don't have the power of thought, then how are you going to intentionalize, or, you know, what is it that you desire? And obviously people do. I mean, Helen Keller was a famous example. It's just
That's right.
mind-boggling how somebody who is
What
deaf
she
mute could be so
achieved, what
accomplished.
she achieved.
Yeah.
We have some we have some messages up here. Stephen Duffield, I don't know Stephen Zuma Gonzalez, fantastic. Terry Paul Choice, it's great that you're sending these messages here. They all love what you're saying, especially about singing. And there's a link to you and your church up there. Thank you. So lovely to have people watching in and admiring and listening and taking Reverend Rodney into your heart. Every word that you're saying, Reverend Rodney, is a prayer. So you're on New Thought. We're on New Thought Media Network, and I know this. We're coming to kind of the last few minutes here, being here together and sharing, and I could talk with you for hours about this.
We will.
Yeah, we will catch up. You'll come back, won't you?
Yes, absolutely.
You'll come back on here, definitely. And maybe we could take the next couple of minutes to actually do a spiritual mind treatment or a prayer, or a closing prayer here now. To
Absolutely.
Would you like that?
Well, sure. Will you join me?
I will join you.
All
Would
right.
you like to begin, or shall I begin here, and then you can kind of flow off with everything that you would like to. What should we use as, what should be the purpose of this?
That's the right question.
Yeah.
How about for all those listening, for all those who will listen, to know, I guess, to know and spread the love to spread divine love.
Okay. I'll begin here.
Okay.
Okay, so let's close our eyes. I feel so grateful right now to be here with Reverend Rodney on New Thought Media Network, sharing this prayer on the Cosmic Prayer, knowing that there is one presence, one heart, one love, one divine, infinite expression that is expressing right now, right here where we are. And that wherever we are on this planet, that we are connected as this love, heart to heart, mind to mind, that we are present within the presence that is expressing and loving through me, through Reverend Rodney, through New Thought Media Network, through everybody that's listening or that will be listening to this in the future. And that this love, this divine expression of love, has no boundaries, no walls, no barriers. It is one infinite, beautiful, expanding flow, one expression that is living its life through our lives. And so I know that this divine love is always available. It's always ready. It's always saying yes. And I see us now, all of us, individually and collectively, stepping up to that yes and being the greater vessel for our lives, allowing that yes, that love to shine through our hearts more fully and express itself so that we can uplift ourselves, uplift those around us, and the ripple of that reaches out infinitely. Yes, I'm grateful for this. And I pass this now over to Reverend Rodney. Thank you.
And in knowing this truth, because in truth, there's only one mind, the one mind that is shared by all, the divine love is only one love. This love is shared by all. There is 100% love to go around, and that is what makes it divine. It is unconditional. It is the foundation upon which all life exists. It's the love that the Creator has for its creations that makes it all happen. That knowing that the Creator cares for its creations, and therefore knowing that love is the order of the day, knowing that all there is love. And anything that would seemingly stop, block, or hinder love from expressing itself fully is hereby released, is demolished, is disintegrated, revealing only the true divine love that is always present. I am knowing that this is true for each and every one, those who might feel themselves embattered in war or in conflict. I know that divine love has its way and is seeping its way in, through, and as each and every one everywhere, dissolving any sense of discord, any sense of conflict is released and removed in the here and the right now, because love shall have its way. I am giving thanks knowing that it is love that speaks to, through, and as each and every one. And it is easily interpreted as itself, as love. It is love speaking to itself. The eyes and ears and hands of love is operating to, through, and as each and every one. So I am knowing this is the truth. I am knowing this word spoken by Reverend Laura and spoken by myself and heard, and those words reverberating within each and every one. And the sound of this voice and the vibration of this voice is knowing that this word is already spoken into the law of divine right action. Universe is already making it so, already making it happen. Drip by drip, ocean by ocean, full of activity of this word being manifested in the here and the right now. And so I simply let it go. I let this word do what it is intended to do as it is. I simply, in releasing it, let it be the good that it is intended to be. And I ask each one to affirm with me by saying, Amen. And
Amen.
Now it is.
Oh, and now it is.
Right now.
Yes. Fantastic. Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you.
Bless you, Reverend Rodney. And it's so great for you to be here. And I really look forward to you coming back on and sharing again and inspiring and shining your light out again. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for doing what you do in such a magnificent, majestic way. You're awesome.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you.
Say thank you for the world that is benefiting from your presence.
Thank you for everybody that has been listening or that will catch up on this. You're a New Thought Media Network. And if this has touched your heart in any way and you feel to share your love by giving a love offering, a donation, then the button is here. The link is here on this page, because this amazing network, thrives and lives through your generosity and your heart space. So if you're here and you feel to do that, then please feel free to show how much you love this this whole network that is shining out with so many beautiful people doing so many amazing things all week long. And it's been great to be here with you, Reverend Rodney, and we'll see you again. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Bless you all.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Peace be with you.
Big peace.